Now let's head over to Washington State, where a new law states that former inmates are now able to vote. An inmate is someone who is in prison. People in prison are not allowed to vote in the U.S., but what about once that individual has been released? Well, that's different in every state. Some states, Ohio being one of them, completely restore a person's right to vote once they're out. But other states have requirements for a former inmate to be able to vote. Washington State recently changed the law, allowing around 13,000 people to take part in the political process if they choose. Officials say the new law still will continue to impact more people year after year. Julie Calhoun reports.
I was actually incarcerated at the age of 17.
Cyril Walrand spent 17 years incarcerated and released August 1st.
The very next day to register to vote and to vote in the primaries, really gave me a sense of connectivity within my community, where I realized that it's not about just talking and having all these different opinions, but really I'm making my voice and my vote count.
Walrand worked for that day even inside prison, working with organizations like the Voting Rights Restoration Coalition.
We have an opportunity of making sure that our voices are heard and that we are doing the things that are necessary, to make sure all of our lives, are being, represented. That's what true equity looks like.
Under the new law that went into effect January of this year, it automatically restores voting rights to people who have been released from prison after committing felonies, even if they're on parole, meaning thousands will get the chance to vote for the first time.
The shift is that we're moving away from the kind of forever labeling people that have past convictions and treating folks as outcasts for the rest of our lives or their lives to welcoming people home when they get released.
Christopher Poulos with the Department of Corrections knows how that feels. He served 3 years in federal prison and says the ability to vote reduces recidivism.
When people do really feel included, the chances are that they're going to act the same way and act positively in our communities.
And a full circle moment for Walrand, helping others cast their ballot.
Just feeling so empowered in that moment and just hoping that others who are also system impacted are able to feel empowered by the opportunity of voting as well.
Now it's your turn to head to the polls, but don't get up from your desk. You can do it online. This week, we want to know your opinion on the topic. Should every adult living in the U.S. be allowed to vote? You can choose between yes, every adult should be allowed to vote, or no, it depends. And then jump on over to our inbox form and tell us your thoughts as to why or why not everyone should be allowed to vote.